Yo, yo,
What's up with it?
we are
We in
back.
there.
Happy
Another.
Valentine's Day, y'all.
Happy
Hold on,
Taco Tuesday.
hold on.
Happy Love Day.
Valentine's, okay, but is it Valentine's or should you say Valentine's?
If you got a few of them,
Because I'm just saying because growing up, what I'm saying. I don't know where y'all grew up at,
Valentine.
but
We from the country.
yeah, so people were saying
Valentine.
Valentine's. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like growing. I'm like, is it the N or is it an M? Like, what's going
it's
on?
INE, and actually, it's after is it a Catholic
With my name up in
or
lights
it's
in
like a whole?
INE.
He was basically they made it where the Catholic and Christian couldn't marry or something like that. It was forbidden, and so then he was secretly marrying people. In February, he would have a certain day he would do it. So that's where this really came from. Is the day of love. From that.
Well, all I know is this the season where Scorpios are made. So bless God.
Who the hell cares?
I mean,
You know what?
I guess.
Listen, you should care.
Are you a Scorpio?
We the
You're a
dopest
Scorpio.
humans
You gotta
on
be
the
a Scorpio
planet.
the way you felt about that.
Yeah, he was big busting on that one. He thought it was gonna really go over
It
well.
was
I'm
the
like,
line of the
nah.
night. He been waiting all day to say that shit.
I mean, listen, I'm very secure in my own individuality and self. So I'm
Well,
cool.
One thing about Scorpios is they don't lack confidence. I'll tell you that.
Very,
'Cause
very much so.
my dad is a Scorpio. Shout out to my pops. He's a Scorpio, and
Shout
I'm
out,
telling you,
Pop.
he does not lack confidence.
At
That
all.
that guy is one of the most confident people I have ever encountered in my life.
Yes. Where do you think you got it from?
Man, hey, I'm not like that. I'm different from him. Like
Man, when you before you tore your Achilles, you would pull up from the J. It was confident. You just knew it was going.
Yeah,
to
that's
you're
different.
different.
That's different.
Confident.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's different. Benji, let's be honest. Benji is confident. He's borderline cocky at times. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yes.
Borderline
Absolutely.
cocky. And
Very much.
hey, I mean, I'm not saying, what I'm saying, it's a problem, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's not gonna be receptive to that energy.
And we don't care.
And there you have it.
And there you have it. Be like, who are you for me to care that you cared?
That's true.
That is
It's
true.
like
That's
only a few people get to have that space, you know what I'm saying, with me. I mean, y'all too. So, and I got a few others, you know what I'm saying, but that's about it. I don't like people's opinion. I don't like doubt, and I don't like people's opinion. So it'd be like, what'd you say? Like, huh?
I like your opinion. If you put it in the comments right now, I like your opinion on all of our conversation. That's where we want your opinion at, in the comment section.
like that is where I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah, hey, for
Now
real.
on my sipping paint, my products, if it's, I need your opinions on that. I know it's dope still, but you know what I'm saying, I still want,
Yeah, I mean, people who know Benji know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nika Dunn. Nika Dunn said, "I agree," and that's Benji.
Yes,
Yeah.
we grew up around Nika.
Well, I
She
like
was-
her. I like her little.
Yes. Nika is one of the few Eagles
Philly
fans that's on my timeline. Some people disqualify themselves because they jump on bandwagons, but I give people
Yeah.
credit where credit is due. If you're a real Philly, Eagles fan from beginning to end, you know what I'm saying? And she says she's been a Philly Eagles fan since they had Randall Cunningham, so that's legit.
Oh, we
That's
like
legit.
that. We like
Yeah.
that. We're here for that.
Yeah, that's legit. So I don't have a
You,
problem with
sir,
it.
you,
But-
sir, with that L and
But-
all of your L's you took,
But
and all of your quarterbacks, and you don't know.
I ain't saying nothing. This could be for love. What you
You
mean?
don't know what you're about to do next season. You need to love on a quarterback.
ooh,
This could be for love. This is the love day.
Y'all need to literally get somebody else to do it. You better leave my team alone.
you better get somebody else to do it.
I appreciate you for pulling up Saturday though. I appreciate that though.
It was
Oh,
fun.
man.
It was really fun. I ran late though. You know me. Statement late.
I feel
It
some
is-
type of
it's-
way. Listen, I felt some type of way because Benji sent me the video of the event. Trisha Michelle was there. Shout out to the homie Dolly. Dolly was in the building.
There,
Yes.
yep.
And I'm like, golly, man, why y'all gotta be way in Cali? You know what I'm saying? Your boy
And he
couldn't
didn't
come
flew you
out
out.
there. Yeah, man, I was busy. I wouldn't have been able to make it anyway, but
We're gonna get you out here for one. We're gonna get you out here for one, fam. I promise you that.
Yeah.
We're gonna plan it. We're gonna get you out here for one. Dolly's already ready for the next one. You know, Patricia always supporting and showing up. So I expect her to be at the next one. You know what I'm saying? So but it was dope, man. It was dope. People are literally asking left and right. When's the next one? When's this? When's that? So we putting them together. Next one's gonna be crazier, though. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, so you got to make sure you invite Jody too.
I
Jody
know
said he didn't
he
get no
ain't.
invite.
I know he's not saying.
Man, how I'm gonna give you an invite? You wait. You already know I'm coming to Tampa.
He's seen you advertising.
Hey, next time we will definitely try to get together as a group and make some things happen, because you know what I'm saying, we need those photo ops and those video ops, you know what I'm saying? For the content and for the marketing. You know what I'm saying? It works very well. Yes. Let's talk about this. You know, today is Valentine's Day, as we start out the show talking about
Valentine's.
And that's why we wanted to do the topic that we have for today is, what would you do for love? Right. You know, when we were talking about it, you know, before the show, a lot of people do a lot of crazy things for love, right? We've all done something that probably we're not proud of at this point in our lives that we did for love. And, you know, we want to talk about those things today, good or bad. You know, for me, I can tell you definitely that I have done more good for love than bad, but I have had some bad experiences that I call myself doing something for love, and it didn't turn out the way I thought it was. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about those. It's going to be a transparent day today. So stay tuned for these stories, because I'm telling you, if you don't know, you will find out today.
Dang, I gotta expose myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Open on up. Wasn't you talking about that? Being able to open up?
I mean, just a little bit. You get what I'm saying? I'll be I'll do some transparency tonight for real. I'll take off. You know what I'm saying? The shell and talk a little bit.
You know what? I like Ken's shirt right there. Addicted to peace.
Addicted to peace.
Yeah, that's my own mantra. You know what I'm saying? It's my own thing. It's
mine.
This is the Big Ken design.
Big Ken edition.
I designed this myself because I do have an addiction to peace, and because I have an addiction to peace, I don't let things disturb my peace. And we actually had a show about that last season. But I don't. If it's something that is gonna disturb my peace, it's got to go, right?
Absolutely.
And if it's things or people around me that are not showing love, as we're talking about today, they got to go too.
Yeah, sure. We recognize them very quick around my way.
He has recently. If y'all don't recall, he's celibate still.
Oh, well,
here she goes. She I guess, you know, she ain't on social media, so she don't know what's up.
I guess I just want to say, like,
she's stuck in the closet.
Yeah, I saw some things on social media that
let me
know.
Did you?
Benji is he can't be celibate because he got somebody rocking with him. You know what I'm saying?
See it? Because I seen it.
I seen her.
You seen it? You seen what?
A couple of hours before I got off work today, I was like,
oh wow. I seen Benji. I seen Benji all hugged up. I'm like, y'all hugged up. Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying?
We need to save clips from him because he be lying.
I'm
done. I ain't worried about nothing but my business and blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to save clips because that's literally him. And then all of a sudden,
hey man, I just, you know what I'm saying? I had some stuff in the works for quite a while. I was just, you know, letting it marinate. You can't put all your business out there, you know.
Incognito.
I'm like Ken last night. You know what I'm saying? I don't let too many people in my space. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I really don't. We did a show last night. Shout out to the
Hello Black
Man show, Hello Black Man podcast. We did their podcast last night, and they asked some very good questions. And one of the questions that they talked about was, you know, like, what are some of the things that kind of like unsettle you, right? Or what are some of the things that have
you got any trust issues?
Yeah, trust issues, things like that. And for me, you know, again, this revolves around love too, is people who are in my circle, right? It's a lot of people that you meet that are cool people, but you know, I'm very leery of people who are very interested in joining my circle.
Right.
Right? Like you meet them, you have a conversation with them, they dope, and then now they, you know, hitting you up like crazy. Like, so what you doing? So when can we link up? Man, we go kick it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, like
Like, I don't even
you
know you like
cool,
that.
but you know, I don't really know you like that. You know what I'm saying? And it could be on some genuine, you know, some genuine love because, like I said, when you meet another brother and it's cool, it's like it's an unwritten language that we have. You know what I'm saying? With you know, with black folks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes we just meet people and we got good vibes with them,
Right.
and it just is what it is. But I'm
Yeah.
still, because I've had friends that, you know, that just, let's just say that the friendship didn't turn out the way I thought it was. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As we got older, because you know we had this mentality that when we're kids, you know, the friends that we have when we're
Friends forever.
kids are supposed to be friends forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And as you go through your stages in life, like, you know, some of them just drop off like bad weight. So, you know,
I
and for,
mean, some of them are only following you for what they can get out of you. So,
well, I just think, you know, like we talked about, you know, before, people are here for a reason or for a season, and not
Yeah.
everybody's meant to be there forever. So, you
facts.
know, you just gotta let some people go, just like with love. Some
Right.
people gotta go, and some
Gotta go.
people,
I ain't big on throwing my heart out there like that.
well, well.
I'm eh.
So
Gotta go.
do you use the word love a lot? That's
For
that. I
me,
think, yeah.
nah, and that's one of the things I think if I can admit one of my biggest issues is I don't really toss the word love out there like that. Like I'm very short with my I love yous or I love you. I don't believe personally that the heart is that divided. I don't believe love is that fickle that it just throws itself on any and everything. Like, because when I was dating, I had women tell me I love you all the time. It was like, and I knew the relationship was over, or I knew we weren't gonna be cool if you told me you love me. That was like always my key. Like soon as she tell me she loved me, I knew it was over. Like,
Wait a
and
minute.
it was always the same thing because
But
I think
why?
Why?
typically most women use that as like manipulation tactic, or they're just used to just throwing it out there like that. And
But
that
what if they
just
really
wasn't
felt
my
that way?
thing.
What if
What
they
if
really
she
felt
was
that
really
way?
compelled and really felt that way and really like just had this burning desire within her to finally say it to you?
I mean, then within me, because again, I don't throw it around like that. This is what I was talking about last night, Kim, where if I got in that type of situation, right, and you telling me this, my mind instantly goes into, well, who else did you tell?
But
Like,
if she's only talking
because,
to you,
go ahead.
if she's only talking to you, who else would she be telling it to?
Patricia, you know, now you might be solid to what,
Don't give me no
and
Mount Ever in your
I
life
know
in
I
the
picked
same
this up from
sentence.
you where you solid, where you ain't talking to 15 different dudes, because
Right.
we're in the date them all culture, right? So you don't know if you her favorite, what she got, what this, what that, and I'm cocky, like I know I am. This is just who I am. This is who I love to be, but I ain't no fool. So and I talk too. I have those conversations. So I'm like, so who's the last guy you dated? And what about this? And what about that? And then typically it's like you get in a conversation with them, and then they start telling you these little stories, and then it's like, and I'm investigative. See, I used to post some of the girls I used to talk to just to find out if the homies was talking to her, and the homies would literally hit me up like, "Yo, hey, I was just talking to her last night," like in my inbox, like. So it was like a whole game. And once I felt like if a woman told me that instantly, like off the top, that there was that made me skeptical. And then from there, once you tell me that, like you got to then show me, like I want to see it, because if I tell you I love you, I'm gonna be as authentic because I ain't throwing it out there like that. That's just not my thing. Like I can't recall how many women I've told I've loved them. Like it's just not my thing. I don't throw it out there like that on any and every girl. So it just never was my thing.
That's okay, and that's fine for you, but who are you to tell that other person that they don't?
I mean,
To and then first, there's so much to unwrap in what you said.
right. Come on. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
You said you ask about her history and her past, so then that you could basically decipher or make up an assumption about her based off of someone's past, which my past ain't my present. So
Right.
if I was to tell, and that's why a lot of people don't tell their past no more, because especially if you're not your past anymore, a person like you would be like, oh, because I was a player, but I'm not a player. And
I don't want to be a player no more. Right. But see, from player to player, okay, understanding this part of it. Okay, so cool. I feel you. We having this conversation. I dig it. All right. And then you tell me all of these wonderful things. And then the homie hits me up and be like, hey, yo, like, that your girl? And I'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We talking, whatever. And he's like, hey, yo, like, I was just talking to her last week. I was just talking to her last night. And I'm like, oh, okay, is that word? And he's like, then when the homie starts showing you text messages and this and this and this and that,
well,
like that's where it got for me. Like, so you just randomly just throwing and you telling this dude I love you and this dude I love you. It's like, does it ever end? Like, and that was always my thing, because it's, and don't misunderstand me, it don't mean that I don't believe you maybe loved me. But the way my love is set up for you is that if I put it out there like that, like, you can rest assured, it ain't no 15, 20, 10, 12 girls out there that can say Benji told them I love you. So once I throw that at you, I'm being genuine from my standpoint. Not that you aren't being genuine, but for me, if I tell you that, you can rest assured I ain't told 15 other broads that, because that's just not my thing. Like, and I'm easy to fall in love with. Like, I'm just, I don't that's my cocky side, okay? All right. Blame it on my mama, okay? But because I don't treat people bad. There's not a soul out there that can say Benji did them dirty. You can't find one. It's just, I don't do people dirty. So when I put myself out there in a space, I gotta make sure it's authentic.
Thank you. Is it Shania? Thank you. Because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, you sound like you're talking about a chick.
No. It's several. No way. Yeah, y'all gotta understand. Me dating, you gotta remember, I dated for 8 years. Like, I wasn't just, I wasn't just, Ken know this. Like, I wasn't interested in relationships. Most girls were interested in a relationship with me. But in my dating space, I wasn't into it. I didn't want to be in a relationship like that.
I feel like you have a biased opinion in reference to how you attack or you approach love.
Right.
I feel like it might be some pain in there. It might be a little bit of protection.
Of course.
From the women that are like that, because there are women that you can post and the homies will say, but in that case, you probably need to change the type of women you're looking at if that happens quite often for you. Because
that's very true. But if I was ever I never really was considering relationships. So I'm the type, like, I'm exclusive. Like, if me and you talking, like, let's be exclusive. Like, I don't want to then pop up and find out you've been talking to so-and-so, 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 and so-and-so. Like, because again, we're in the date them all culture. And that's just not my thing. Like, I don't roll that way. So
you're
if I'm
in whatever you want to be in.
Huh?
I'm not in the date them all culture.
Right. We ain't talking about you. No,
I'm just saying you're in whatever you want to be in. Now, the world is in whatever they want to be in individually. So if such and they're in the date them all culture, that's them. But I'm not, you're not, you're exclusive, which is also a relationship.
Right.
There's no difference. In the relationship, you're exclusive. That's
right.
All is intertwined in one. But the date them all is just what people decide to do if that's what they're into.
Right.
So we're in that if we choose to be in that. So you just, like, the whole vetting your partner and vetting who you're talking to and figuring them out. Like, I know that your post is vetting, but you need to do more than posting her to find out if the homies is talking to her. You think everybody, the female was waiting around for Benji her whole life?
Well, do I need to be cocky again?
I think that question.
She wasn't.
I think that question answers itself.
But no. So my thing was always, I'm not interested in a relationship. So if a girl came at me that way, relationship wise, I'm like, all right, cool, let me check it out. But I wasn't considering relationships because I already kind of had it in my mind. Like, I mean, who was you talking to before you met me? Did you love him? Did you? And in most cases, yes, most of the women you talk to, they were talking to somebody previously. And they did confess their love to them. And they did do this and all of these types of things, right? So it's like, most of the times you find out people lying on the dating market. And I
don't know which one it is, but you got a complex. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, because so that's what I was finna say, Benji. It sounds very interesting because first things first, you're asking all these questions and you're predicated upon these people actually answering these questions honestly.
Right.
Because if they don't answer them honestly, then everything you're doing is useless. All the vetting you're doing is useless, right?
But that's for me was how I didn't want to put myself. Now you got to understand, I didn't want to put myself out there for that. So that was my protection, so to speak. And it wasn't because I was hurt or anything like that.
Are you sure?
I don't roll like that. I just wasn't big on love.
But see, how do you know you weren't missing out on somebody that was dope? Because these pretenses
that's always the crapshoot. That's always a crapshoot. But the way I could always genuinely tell most of the time was because the person would only reciprocate to a very, very, very minimal level. And I'm not into one-way love because I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm a better man in a relationship. Seeing myself being married and then being single for however long I wanted to be, the best part of me, I'm a selfless person. So being in that space, like I said, that's probably the best version of Benji you'll ever get is in that space in a relationship. But I didn't want to be in there. Because it's like, I ain't finna get in no relationship with you and it's one-sided. I dealt with that in marriage. So like, I ain't finna deal with that.
But here's the other question I have for you when you're talking about, you brought up the how you want to be loved.
Right.
We talked about this million times.
Right.
It's your love language. Everybody has a different approach to how they want to be loved, and the other person has their love language or how they want to be loved on.
Right.
So I think that conversation, if that conversation isn't had, that could be confusing for some too, because some people, the only way they know how to prove they love you is to say it, because that's all that's all the the examples they have. But they don't understand what a love language is. They don't understand that some people, you can tell them you love them 50 million times, that it don't mean nothing until you buy me something, because they love language is gifts. So, or you saying you buying me 50 million things, but my love language is quality time. So if you ain't spending no time with me, again, telling me you love me means absolutely
nothing to me. And so that's where I draw kind of the line in it, so to speak. Not saying that you didn't per se, but the way you have to show it to me is the same way I have to show it to you. It's a quid pro quo. Like I can't say I love you and not show it in the way that you want. Like I can express it and say it all day. It kind of really doesn't mean anything. So and me as an individual, you could tell me that all day, but doesn't mean I necessarily believed what you were saying if it wasn't done a particular way. And again, part of that was just how I was wired, how I'm just wired. Like,
Benji, what's your love language?
Oh, mine is quality time. Like if you ain't spending no time with me, we ain't got really nothing to talk about. Because I'm gonna be the first person to be like, yo, like, you want to pull up? Like, you want me to take you somewhere? You want to go out? You want to do this? You want to do that? Because again, I dated for 8 years. I took everybody out. Like, like you get what I'm saying? Like it was easy. It's like the easiest thing in the world. So you go out, you have fun, you do this, you do that, you do all of these things. That was the thing. It was cool. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm showing you that type of love just off the top, like, it's like, do you reciprocate that back? If you don't, it's like, okay, well, you know, I ain't really tripping because I don't want to be in a relationship anyway. But if you showed me that, then it made me like, oh, okay, she's serious. Like, oh, okay, like she ain't playing no games. You get what I'm saying? So it was a little different for me.
There's fault in that. And here, so if you're given quality time, you like, so she should reciprocate that. Not everybody, for one, is in tune with love language. Right. And then if you just met her and you guys only been kicking it a couple of times, she don't know your love language at all. So have you guys talked about it? Have y'all had this conversation? Does she know you enjoy quality time? And then are you like, well, she ain't got it, so she got to go. But she don't know. Like,
no. You got to understand. I'm very communicative.
So one of the things you would specifically, yes, my love language is quality time, and if you don't do it, you gonna be gone.
No. Well, I don't press. You got to remember, I'm not pressing the issue like that because I'm not interested in being in no relationship with you. So I'm not pressing my issue. I'm not forced. It's like my religion. I'm not going to force my religion on you and be down your throat about Jesus Christ every day, all day. No, when we kick it, I'll put it to you like this. Perfect example. When I met you, it was just all natural. I didn't have to like throw no lead. It was like, hey, yo, you was like, we want to do this wine photo shoot. We want to do this. It was just a natural
I'm dope as fucking cannot be compared to.
What?
So you're going to have to get somebody different because I'm low-key just a vibe.
Listen, I'm simply talking about the naturalism of it.
No, I get you. I just wanted to,
I know. Trust me, I know. You always got to do something. We're talking about the naturalism of it. Like, I'm not going to force myself on anything. That's just not never, ever, ever who I am. Now, once you get to know me and you want to open up Benji, then comes, well, I mean, I like my women this way, that way, do this, do that. Because you got to remember, I was raised by women, so I'm multifaceted. I don't necessarily need you to cook. I cook. Can you cook with me? Like, do you know how to dress? Do you know how to look good? Like, then when you start opening up Benji, then here comes all of these pieces that come with me. What'd she say? Did anyone try to fight you, Benji? They all try to fight me when I say I don't want to be in a relationship. Like,
so this is the thing. This is the thing. Question: do you ever think about it from like the other side? So like me listening to you, and you're like, we kicking it a few times, but I don't want no relationship. I'm a energy reader, vibe. Like I could pick up on a lot of things without you saying it. So I'm not stupid. So then like I'm gonna draw back. You're not about to get this, that, and the next out of me. And when I could feel and I could tell, this is just for fun.
Right.
So at the same time where you're like, she's not invested or not, the reciprocity isn't enough or whatever. Like, it's like, but she could kind of probably tell you just on some like whatever stuff right now.
Yeah. And that's, I know I made that known off top.
So then therefore don't expect more than mediocre stuff at the moment. Because
I'm cool with that.
Get hurt a lot. So it's like, stick ourselves out there, all the way out there for you, knowing that she could already feel that you don't even want all that.
So I'm cool with that. Like,
But then
I'm
why?
literally cool with that. I don't want no relationship. Like,
Oh Lord Jesus.
Okay,
like
so
This is why he's
I don't want
celibate.
that.
Not allowed.
okay, so my question is,
Uh-huh.
you were saying during this period you didn't want a relationship.
Right.
Did you make that known to them up front? I'm not looking for
Every
no
time.
relationship.
Every time. And if you didn't, like, if you were cool to hang out with, cool. That was like nice place. I probably took you to a place you probably never been before, those types of things. It's just natural. I like nice stuff. So that's just what I'm going to do. Right. So that was just my thing. Like, I wasn't interested in love relationships like that. They just weren't my thing. Like, I wanted to just date. That's it. Like, so I wouldn't come into the table like, hey, I want you to be my girl. Like, that wasn't my thing. Like, I just did this because I wanted to meet different types of people. Like, I wanted to just be Benji. I didn't want to be under somebody's love spell, their love rules, and all of this type of stuff. Because, I mean, in most cases, people weren't capable of loving you how you wanted. I wanted to be loved anyway. So I didn't even put it out there like that. It just wasn't my thing. I wasn't finna do it. I wasn't finna do it.
Okay,
You
okay,
know,
so
I think there's a
Joe,
whole. You
go.
need to just see somebody.
Yes.
Therapist.
Well, yeah, he definitely
Therapist.
he definitely needs his therapy, because I'm like Trisha Michelle. I sense a little bit of hurt
There's
in some of
No,
that.
there's no
I'm just
hurt
It's
saying.
there.
I'm just
okay.
saying.
It's
It's
okay. It's
okay.
there.
No,
It's there.
hold on.
It's there.
Hold
Hold
on.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on
You
though.
ain't
Y'all keep
going
talking. I
nowhere.
gotta blow my nose. Hold on. I'm
Oh, you gonna cry? Okay.
Stop it.
On your
Stop.
shirt?
I gotta blow my nose. I
Don't
gotta
you
get
blow it
the
on your
tissue
shirt?
real quick. Y'all
Don't
keep
you blow it
talking.
on your shirt?
No, I ain't gonna blow on my shirt.
But
That's
yeah,
horrible.
like we're saying, he sounds like he has a little bit of pain in that. And it's
Yeah.
one of those things where he might not even know it. He might not even understand it. But, it comes across that way. Put it that way. It comes across as if he has been hurt or somebody did something to him to put that wall up. Right.
It's
Because if
there.
that wall was up, the wall doesn't go up on its own. Like it goes up in reaction to something that has happened.
No,
Right.
mine was from growing up, seeing people say that they loved you. You got to understand where I come from. I didn't take people's I love yous as so serious because they just said it. Like, you could tell me anything. I literally seen the dude who killed my mom and my brother, like, face to face in my house. Oh, I love you guys, love your family, da, da, da. Like, you could tell me anything. So I wasn't the type of dude that you can just say I love you to, and then just that was it.
That's where
Like,
it's
I'm
from.
cool with you just saying that. Like,
Yeah,
that just wasn't my thing.
but I think that's what Patricia's saying, is that's exactly the hurt that we're talking about. That's where that stems from. That event, that series of events that you just discussed, is what is the root of how you are now. And a lot of us have things that happened to us when we were kids, and based on relationships that we saw growing up, that are the root of things that we do now. And we still don't kind of really realize it, because again, we have to talk about it in therapy. We have to have somebody help us kind of unpack it, to point it out to us and say, you know what, that's part of the root. So let me go back and let me try to, navigate from that point to clear that out of my hard drive so I can move forward. Because if I don't, this may keep, surfacing in other forms. So I think Jody asked a good question though. He was
What'd he
like,
say?
the woman that you're dating now, how does she make it through all of the gambit?
So let me make it. This is what I mean by naturalism. Because I don't believe I should have to force my concepts on you for you to love me, or vice versa. If it's natural, when you meet somebody. So let me just kind of go through this little story. When I first met her, she came over for dining with Benji experience. Cooked, did, the whole thing, whatever. We talked for like hours. She came in helping. I didn't ask her anything. I didn't like try to like push her to do anything. I actually had to be like, I got you. Like you need anything, that type of thing. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh snap, like I didn't even have to ask her anything. So then that caught my attention. So I'm like, all right. So then we sit down and we talk. I'm a communicative person. I like to talk to people, whatever. Pretty much that experience literally was kind of based around kind of having the conversations and getting to know people, because you're building a brand, but you also need to know the people, right? So I'm talking to her and we talked for like hours, really like 4.5 hours after the cooking, the wine, all of that, just chilled out, talked for hours. Nothing went down, none of that. And from that space, like it just became this natural flow. It wasn't forced. I didn't have to beg her to text me. She didn't have to beg me to text her. It was, hey, how you doing? How was your day at work? It was just this cordial, cool. Then it became, hey, you know what? Can I take you out to Fleming's? I don't know if you've ever been there before, that type of thing. And then it progressed to, can I take you? Do you like movies? You want to go out to the movies? And she reciprocated that back to, let's go to Glen Ivy Hot Springs. Let's go hang out. And it was like, what are you doing on your birthday? And she was like, I'm calling off today. I'm hanging out with you today on your birthday. Like none of that I asked for. None of that I pressed on her. None of that. I didn't have to force her to stop talking to 20 dudes or all of that type of stuff. It became like this natural space to where when we clicked, when we talked, when we hung out, it was all just this genuine, dope conversation about life. She had the same concepts I had. She came up with the sip and paint idea. So when we linking up, we talking business. And that to me means more than anything, because that's my purpose. And then when she grabbed hands and prayed for me one day, like that was like, oh snap. I didn't even have to ask her all of that. She was like, do you go to church? Do you this? Do you that? And then that opened me up to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I used to be a minister. She's like, what? So I had to show her my credentials, show her all of this and show her all of that. And it just became this natural, complete flow. I didn't have to force nothing. She didn't have to kick no walls down. She didn't have to kick no doors in. It was just this genuine space to where everything flowed naturally. And when we talked, we were always on the same frequency.
She didn't have to climb the wall. You opened the door for her,
Right.
and let her in, and that's the difference right there. Because
Yeah, I would
you,
agree.
You
Totally
allowed
different.
her to come in, and I just have one question. So when's the wedding?
Right,
Because clearly,
like,
clearly,
I
you gave her her
mean,
flowers and then
y'all will
some.
know. Y'all will know.
yeah,
Both of y'all will know. For
clearly,
sure. For sure. But
okay.
Again, like I'm.
Hey, Benji.
What's going on with your bad self? But listen, I don't throw it out there like that. Like I ain't the most qualified person to speak on love. So I don't talk about it a lot. Nor is it in my vocabulary a ton. But I used to always give this reference. Like, I'm not a dog lover, but I had a dog for 6 years. I knew what not to do to the dog. I knew not to be this way toward the dog. I knew take the dog to get groomed, take the dog to the vet. I didn't love the dog. I actually was upset when I got rid of the dog. Kind of, made me sad. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not the biggest person to speak on that aspect, like somebody who really loves dogs, but I know what not to do. I know not to be talking to 15 other girls if I'm considering a relationship. How can I say I love you and you are wilding out? Like it just, that don't make sense to me. Like if you telling me you love me, this heart comes with some parameters, because we ain't playing no games with this, because this all I got. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I always viewed it. And if I felt like you was playing games, you can't play the game better than me. So let me just stress to you off the top. You're going to be hurt before I am because I don't have no feelings in the matter.
So
So
with that being said, since you don't really love like that, what crazy things have you done for love?
Ooh, shoot. What crazy things have I done for love? I got married, y'all.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
That's not crazy.
Tell the girl you with right now to
No,
run, man, if you consider that
I'm just
run, girl.
I'm just messing with y'all. No, I would say the craziest thing I probably done for love, because where I felt it the most was probably when I was in junior high school.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I think that was probably the most genuine I've ever been. Ken knows. Bro, I promise you I walked like 10 plus miles to go to her house in the middle of the night and sneak through her window. Like, if I mention her name, Ken would know who I'm talking about too.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. We got plenty of links to people that tap into the show. Go right ahead.
That's why I ain't gonna say the name, because I know all the L-Town people would know who I'm talking about. And it's probably some brothers who might be in their feelings over it too, because they,
Terrible.
But
he's still going.
for me, I ain't gonna lie to you. Love was rare for me. So I didn't really dive into it a lot like that. So that's probably the craziest thing I've ever done. Walk miles and get cussed out by her daddy because I got caught.
Was your feet hurting?
Man, she got put on punishment for like 6 months. I couldn't talk to her for 6 months. Her daddy wasn't playing. Like he and I guess she got hemmed up. Phone got took. She couldn't go outside. She couldn't do nothing. But I got mine in that night. I didn't know what I was doing that much, but I got mine in.
That's terrible. Shout out to Jody, man. Jody said since we're talking about what are some of the craziest things you've done for love. He said he gave one of his exes one of his guns, and he regrets it to this day. Like
did she shoot you with it?
I would hope not, but I'm not giving nobody no pistol.
Yeah,
no shotgun. We can be all types of love. Now, if I'm giving you one, it's for you. It's not mine. I'm buying it for you for your protection, but I'm not giving you like my favorite. I'm just not gonna love you enough to give you my favorite pistol. No, I'm gonna go buy you your own. That's how that works. I'm not giving you mine. Right. But
okay, so Patricia, same question back to you, because Miss Player, how many you put on the stroll? I'm just saying.
Ooh.
That's
not for love.
Is it 5?
That's for games. But anyway, for love, so
going on to spill the beans.
Well, actually, okay. I've stayed faithful while someone was in jail.
What? How long?
About over a year, 2 years.
You're a loyal chick, so I can see that.
But I mean, that's not common for people to do so. So
it's common for people to say so, but not do so.
And that was back when I decided to not be a player no more.
So you gave up the pimping to do that for a whole year?
Okay, so here's my thing. So this individual that you gave up this time for him while he was doing time, where's this individual now?
Well, when he did get out, I was in a different space, like maturity wise. Like I mean, if you're not outside being a player no more, you inside growing. So then he came out, and I was just kind of like, but you didn't grow. So now we're not in the same space.
And how old were you at that time?
22.
Oh yeah, you see,
Yeah, you were young, but
you
I,
still a
I
young buck.
I think at that time though, you have to understand, and that's what we all have to understand. One thing about when people go in jail, it's hard for them to grow because they're stuck in that time, right?
Oh yeah, I
They're
know.
stuck in that time. So for us, we're experiencing things in the real world, going through things
At a
and living
rapid
life,
pace.
and experiences are what grow you. They ain't having no new experiences unless they creating them up in that joint. So it's the
Right.
same thing every
Oh, I
day.
know.
So they're
And,
stunted, right? But you,
So
like you said, you were young though, so
and
that's
Patricia, you like 50 something right now though. So like you was what? This was like 30 some years ago.
no, that would be you. But
wow.
no,
Shots
so
fired.
I stayed or I still stayed. Like I always like, let me give the chance. I'm the big chance giver. Hopefully
You
he was
gave
gonna
it.
take
You
the chance.
gave it a year.
So I
That's
still know I gave him time after he got out still. It's like, let me just see. Let's no.
that's tough.
So
That is
no,
tough.
there's no love lost in reference to him. I hope he's doing great. But yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, I can see that. You're a loyal chick though, so I can see that totally. I'm not surprised by that.
I'm trying to think of what else. Let's see. I didn't help somebody else out for love.
Help somebody else out. What you mean? Oh no, you gotta do this. You gotta
This
tell
is
us
back
this
in
one.
some because we do some things. This is back when I was wild. Let me just say that. Make sure the cops ain't.
Oh Lord, younger than 22?
Huh?
Younger than 22 or
Yes.
past 22?
No, younger.
Okay.
So her dude was cheating on her, but she was so in love, and she knew who the girl was, and she came home from work and he was gone, and I said, I know where they be at. So we go over there, and his car was there, and so she was calling him to come out and knocking, and he didn't come out, and I was like, this her car. I was like, you want them to come out? I can make them come out. But you better
Did
be
you
ready
get him to come
fight.
out? You got him to come out, didn't you?
Wow.
And so she was like trying to like break her window or whatever, doing like little dainty stuff. And I was like, no, girl, you need to get this break. And I was like, so be ready to fight, okay?
That's wild. Very
Fucking him,
wild.
huh?
But
For somebody else's love. not,
oh,
not even for love for you. That was for your homie's love.
I was advocating for her love, and she was with him still for a minute after that. Okay, she got her man back.
Good Lord.
So, and wait, now I'm thinking about it. So, okay, let me go even younger.
Oh, you wow. Okay.
Let me go even younger. So this is my son's father. So I was in high school, my senior year. But before, so maybe junior year, I used to live in Paris. So I went to Paris High School for a minute, and then I ended up going to San Bernardino High School. I know, Ken, you like what? Yeah, But so that's when my parents split. So I would be in both cities. So I met his dad, but I would like catch the bus from Paris all the way to San Bernardino. But you have to catch it. Benji, you have to catch it and go to Riverside downtown first, and then get from Riverside over there.
So you was doing about a 2.5 hour
about
bus ride.
3 hours on the bus.
Yes.
To see him when I wasn't out there for when I was at school. Yeah.
Oh, that's
love.
I
would do that.
That's not as bad as walking by 10, 12 miles.
Though. I wasn't gonna walk, but still, it's still bad. But and then later I eventually moved out there, and I'm officially in San Bernardino. And I found a little note in his pocket when I was doing laundry. And a little note said, I know you're never going to get rid of her. I know she's the number one. And it was the girl down the street. I almost called her something else because I'm in my story right now. But I knew them, and I knew her brother. So, like, it wasn't uncommon for me to just walk in the house. So I just walked in the house and dragged her outside.
Oh, wow. So you're a fighter.
Yes, she's a fighter. You can see it all over her face.
I don't fight no more, though.
That's That's shocking.
with the softest, subtle smile and smirk as ever, but I don't believe it. I believe you will give somebody a
But so,
two-piece.
and you know, I have that whole don't fight the girl. So she got hers, and then I didn't fight him, but he also got his. You know, it ain't just her, but she knew because you know the letters. She knew. It's
Right.
different when you don't know. She knew, and then that was the end of him.
So you cut him. You kicked him to the curb.
Oh, cold turkey, bye.
Oh wow.
But you moved way out there though.
Months.
But you moved way out there though, and you used to take
my
bus
mom
rides.
moved out there. I was good.
And you used to take bus rides. Them 3-hour bus rides didn't mean nothing.
I'm also a Libra.
I mean,
so what that means?
When I said goodbye,
a Libra will. So the motto for a Libra is a Libra will leave ya.
I mean, I ain't mad at him. I get in the wind real quick myself, so I ain't mad.
Yeah, but I will love hard. So,
and that's me. That's why I never really put myself out there like that.
But see, I won't stop that though, just because a bad experience. I'm not gonna catch buses. We're gonna be logical here, but like at the same time, just because I've been hurt or been cheated on or been lied to or whatever the case may be, that doesn't stop me from loving love and the actual person that I might fall in love with eventually down the line. So I have to give them and myself, because I'm still selfish with it too, myself a fair chance at actually having somebody actually genuine in my life. So I don't change. I don't put no walls up. Now I'm logical and precautionary. I'm looking, I'm paying attention, I'm comparing things, red flags and stuff like that. Now there's more stuff to look at the more you get older and become wiser in this game. But yeah.
Oh, I see you. I ain't mad at you. I still believe you'll throw a 2-piece though.
No, 2-piece. No, not gonna fight.
And she says it with that smile, that smirk on her face.
Because I'm not fighting for
doesn't
nobody.
make me believe it.
I'm not fighting for nobody but my kids.
Hey, it's a fact. It's a
so
fact.
King.
Yep.
We know you've been married for a while, brother. I know you have.
I got a story though. I got a story that occurred shortly after high school, and it's funny to me because while we were been advertising for the show, I attached a song that doesn't say the exact title, but it's a song by Bobby Caldwell called What You Won't Do for Love. But in the song he talks about things that people do for love, right? So I'm gonna read these lyrics, and these lyrics will lead into my story because it's crazy. Okay, the lyrics go, what you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you can't give up.
I'll give up.
In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me, but I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know I got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
So all right. Looney's flow.
So check this out. So I know a lot of you all, as I was reading that, you was hearing that song. If you old school enough, you know the exact song and you know it well. You probably knew those lyrics. But here's what happened to me. Right, young cat, you know what I'm saying? Met a young lady through some family members, and she actually approached me and kind of pursued me, which was out of the ordinary for me because this is in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of chicks that was especially if they was decent looking, like they wasn't really approaching guys like that, right? Because they knew guys was gonna come to them. So I just happened to meet her. Boom, she started chopping it up with me, and one thing led to another. We went out, and everything was cool. We had a vibe. So at the time, I think just turned. I'm close to turning 19 at the point. So I'm really young, 18, just out of high school, and so we chilling. So we dated for some months. So I called myself in love. I'm like, man, I'm finna get ready to go off to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm really feeling this chick. And so while I'm off at school, I'm chilling. I'm not trying to, holler at a bunch of the chicks on campus. Of course, when you first get there, if you're playing sports like football, you're busy, you got
Right.
classes. So, it's a lot of stuff that take your mind away from it. So you're not able to run around campus, just doing wild stuff. But when I guess while I was away, like they said, when you're away, the cats will play. So when I was gone, like she was talking to some other dude, right? And somebody mentioned it to me. They was like, man, you might need to, holler at your girl, But me, I trust her. I'm talking to her every day on the phone, running phone bill up, investing that time. And when I was able to come home during after the Grambling PV game, I came home. I hadn't been home in weeks, actually a couple months.
Right.
So,
somebody clap.
Probably so. Right. So, but in my mind, I'm lying to myself, and that's that's one of the worst things you could do for love. Lie to yourself.
Lie to yourself.
I'm lying to myself the whole time. I'm still investing time. I'm still, coming home and on the break, spending my time with her. Man, long story short, I came home after the spring semester. And, and was like, okay, well, we've been together for, close to a year now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so what we doing, next level, whatever. So I'm coming to the crib. She's like, yeah, I'm at the crib. You know what I'm saying? You can come through. So while I'm at the crib, I'm leaving, a car pulls up. So I'm like, car pull up. I'm just looking like, you know what I'm saying? They park on the other side of the parking, the driveway at the house. It's a dude.
Right.
And I'm like, dude right here, who is this? Jump out the car. I know the guy.
Yeah.
I know the guy. He's looking at me, surprised. I'm looking at him, surprised. She says, okay, this is my homeboy. I'm not gonna mention his name because we still cool to this day and we laugh about it.
Right.
So she mentioned this is a homeboy, and I'm like, man, I went to school with this dude. Right. So this whole time, like they had been, doing their thing, I guess, whatever, they friendship thing. But, he didn't know who I was because she didn't really, talk about me. So I couldn't really, we come from that old school thing of don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right. If she wants you, player,
in fact,
you can have.
I ain't gonna hate on him.
That's just how it always was.
I ain't gonna hate on him. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that culture, so you know what I did? I dapped him up because I knew him, showed the black man love, got in my car, never came back. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what it was. But my thing was, here I was this whole time, I was away telling myself this lie. You know what I'm saying? That she was faithful to me, that she was doing everything but there was things when I look back at it in retrospect that was happening that I wasn't even like that. I should have saw it, but I didn't because I was looking at the rose colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good. So my thing was, it was crazy because I'm like, she was shocked that we knew each other because she was trying to.
Most of the time they are. When I used to find out about these females and they telling me how they want to be in a relationship with me, I would post her, and then when the homie would tell me what was up, I'd be like, okay, that was like my thing, because if I got the feeling like you was talking to somebody, like, and I'm very intuitive, like, so if I found, I'm like, all right, cool. I had a homie hit me up. It was so funny. I was talking to this one chick. And I bought her a phone, you know what I'm saying, needed a new phone, whatever. Bought her an expensive phone, right? So I'm in the car, and most people don't turn off the notifications. Like, so she's in the spot getting food, you know what I'm saying? I done paid for the food, you know what I'm saying? And gave her a little money for a little rent, you know what I'm saying? Did, you know what I'm saying? All of that.
Tricking.
And all of a sudden I'm in the car, and all of a sudden I see the homie's name just pop up, like pinging. Ping, ping, ping. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, all right. And if you don't turn off the little, you can see the whole message, the whole notification, all of that. So I'm sitting, she in there buying the food or whatever, and I'm just sitting there, just enjoying these little messages come across the screen. And it was hilarious. So when she got back in the car, I was like, oh, so the homie so-and-so, right? Like, huh? What you talking about? And I was like, yeah, like you didn't turn off your notifications on your phone. Like, so you know the homie. Like, it was like, who? And I told her the name, and she was shocked. She literally sat in the car and was silent, like couldn't say nothing. But I'm like, but you the girl telling me you want a relationship with me. So he can have you. I'm cool. Like, just be straight. Just drop me off at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I roll with you. Give me my money back. You know what I'm saying? And we gone. Going on about your business. You keep the phone, sell it, do whatever you want to do. And that's just how it usually always ends up. So that's why I never really
got
was.
something to say.
But you know what I'm going to point out, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You said earlier that you weren't hurt by any of these events.
Oh no,
that sounds like hurt, my brother.
No, I wasn't hurt by it because I already
You be in denial.
It's one thing. It's one thing to when my intuition tells me what's up. Like I'm already prepared for. Like I ain't leaning into you like that.
That don't mean
like I already know what's up. Like. So, I mean, and I can go along. Like I said, if you want to play the game, I can play the game. But that don't mean I let go of the 15 other chicks that I was talking to because I didn't believe you. So I wasn't invested in you like that.
Well,
if you think getting a couple hundred, a broke girl thinks getting a couple $100 from a guy is doing something. But when you got it, that ain't like you ain't really tripping off of that. You just
it's still an investment, sir.
It is.
Investment, sir. You know
it is, but when you get it back, you know what I'm saying? It ain't.
Benji really, out here.
I doubt that was the first time you paid the rent.
Ooh.
No, the first time and only time.
Benji out here.
I would always say this: only girls who I consider wife material would ever get all of me like that. Like that was part of me being out in the dating game. If I didn't consider you wife material, I wasn't finna do really anything for you. I'll take you out because I go out myself and, go out and hang out with me or whatever. But I ain't finna give you all of me if I didn't consider you wife material.
Player.
Wow.
Because you was like buying phones. Okay, this is the statement for me.
Okay.
Like if you knew they wasn't nothing, you wasn't letting go of the 15. But then at the same time, they wouldn't be getting no rent money out of me or a phone either.
Well, I mean, that's true. No, that is true. But if you can catch feelings.
No, the playing Bibles. That's no.
You catch feelings sometimes.
Thank you. So therefore, even though you knew she wasn't the one, just like I said, that it can still hurt.
I don't hurt that easy.
Benji was embezzling the booty. Embezzlement. Embezzlement, sir.
You got to understand one thing.
Beyond tricking.
You got to understand one thing about me. When I was playing the game at that phase, if that's what you were showing me, I'm going to show it to you and make you want me 10 times more than I could ever want you. So for me, I'm going to do all the necessary things and then be cool with like, I'm good. And be cool with it. Like it was, that wasn't, you want to play games? Let me show you I can play it better.
That's what I was just going to say, Ben. Just sound like me. You just playing a bunch of games, bro.
Right, wasting money.
I ain't gonna lie. When I found out a girl was playing games, I'm finna show you something.
Hurt.
It's on.
Hurt.
Wasting time.
Hurt.
Now, but see, that's the reason again why the whole dating game thing for me became boring. It was like I stopped dating before I even considered being in a true relationship with the lady I'm talking to now. I stopped. Like I wouldn't take nobody out. I wasn't going nowhere. I was chilling. Like it was a whole different thing. Like
you're in a relationship right now?
I ain't finna play with you right now, Patricia.
I just heard your words. I'm just asking for clarity. What did you say? Clarity saves relationships. So
you ain't been where you been all day?
Clarity saves relationships.
I said where you been all day?
I just want some clarity.
How you gonna ask me that question?
because you ain't fully said you was in a relationship until
What you
right
want me to come out? I just said it. What you want me to do?
right now. I just clarity.
I'm celibate.
You gotta pop you in the mouth after this show. I hope so.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, I am. I have been for a while.
There we go.
Okay, so that's been clarified. So
That's been clarified.
yeah.
Is that enough clarity for you, ma'am?
Yep.
With your dog? What's up, Merlot?
Oh man. Hey, Larry said it's election year. Benji out here giving political answers. That's facts. That is facts. He is straight politician mode right now.
Benji is a mess.
Y'all a mess. Hey man, I'm giving y'all about this much. Okay.
I'm proud of you
Transparency.
though to allow somebody in.
What
Because
you
it
say?
sounds
I
like
let
it's
somebody
pain.
in.
It's pain in there, so you let somebody in. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I got a question though. Do you think that the music that we grew up on has anything to do with what we're willing to do for love and the things that we accept? Because I was listening to some Prince a couple weeks ago, and he got the song "I Would Die for You."
Right.
Like as a kid, you know, we sing the song "I Would Die for You." We don't know what we singing; it's just
Right.
jamming, right? But when you really listen to some of these songs and the lyrics, you're like, wait a minute, that's toxic, bro. Like that's toxic behavior.
Some of it, I would say, yeah, is attached to the self-esteem, but also it speaks to what most people, their experiences was in the love game. Like, I believe these people were literally speaking from experience with some of these songs. Like, you heard a song by Why You Want to Play Your Games on Me? I'm forgetting that brother's name.
Who drew down?
No, Why You Wanna Play Your Games on Me?
Oh yeah, you talking about
Would
the
you be
original?
with me if I
Yeah.
had nothing? If I
Yeah.
couldn't buy you? I'm forgetting his name. But them brothers were speaking from experience, man.
yeah.
Like they done dealt with some of this stuff. Like, so they they putting some feeling into them lyrics. And trust me,
Was
it
that
was some
Alexander
issues going
O'Neal?
on.
Was that Alexander O'Neal? We gotta look that one up.
I gotta look that one up. I can't remember his name, but something
Yeah.
Booker or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
It might have been Booker. That name
remember his
sounds
name.
familiar. Yeah.
You look that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all be able to find that. But I'm just saying, some of these brothers and the experiences with these women, you get what I'm saying? It's nothing short of very much toxic. So
What about this song by Tupac? I pulled this lyric too, and I ran across it. When Tupac's song "Do for Love," he said, and I quote, "I can't breathe because as soon as I leave, it's a trap. I'm hearing you call me back. I'm a sucker for love."
yes,
So just that couple of bars is something about loving somebody that can put you in a hold, that will cause you to do things that may harm yourself,
right,
but you're willing to do it to prove that you love them, and which I never understood, because when somebody says, "I'll die for you," okay, so you do understand that when you die, they're going to go date somebody else, right? So I never understood that, because people used to always get on to me when I was younger, and they would say, well, okay, if you're somewhere with your girlfriend, and would you jump in front of a bullet for your girlfriend? No, because if I get shot and I die, she's going to go date the dude. She's going to go date another dude. She might date the dude that was doing the shooting. I don't know, but I'm not diving in front of a bullet.
I ain't doing it. I'm sorry.
I mean,
what about the song? Have you ever? Candy Coated Raindrops. Have you ever loved someone so much you thought you'd die? Giving of yourself. It seems that this is the only. Tell me what you want, and I'll give it to you. No, I ain't never been there before. Sorry.
I'll tell them that. I used to tell them that, but I wouldn't do it.
Mac and Exquisite.
Yeah,
girl, I love you, girl.
Oh, that song earlier, that was by Chucky Booker.
Chucky Booker. See, there you go. Why you wanna play your games on me? Yeah.
That's like Ashanti's what, Foolish or whatever. I ain't never took nobody back or stayed with no cheater. I ain't never done that.
I mean,
I think it's a different love, though. It got to be a different level of love
it
for
has
you
to be, and I must not reach
I mean, I don't know. Listen, like I said, I ain't no love expert. I ain't the love doctor. But one thing I do know, I ain't gonna let you walk over me and tell me you love me.
Okay, but say for instance a girl cheats on you and you
Yeah.
really love her. So are you gonna be able to get past that?
Oh yeah, easy. I'm very exclusive. Once you give up the pussy to somebody else, I'm done with you.
Okay.
Period.
I was like,
Period. Like I'm exclusive. I don't want you like you conversing with somebody about sex. To me, is grounds for me. I don't want to fool with you no more. Period. Because I believe sex is next level intimacy. Like,
I'm not just talking sex though.
I'm just saying, period.
So right, and so for me, like the value and the place that they are in my life, and that they would be if that's how I love you, and you're to me, if you love me, then that should be where I'm at or higher or whatever.
Right.
And for you to do anything remotely in that area means I'm not that. So I would never be able to believe that now you figured out how to put me there.
Right.
No.
Because I don't believe if you go out and have sex with somebody that it's a mistake. It's something you wanted to, because you don't just walk up to somebody and just have sex with them.
You ain't fall in it.
It's progressive. It's like you ain't just meeting no broad on the first night and just smashing, you know what I'm saying? You know, right there. You get what I'm saying, so to speak. You usually taking conversation time.
It's premeditated. It's definitely premeditated.
Yeah.
It's premeditated. So you can't convince me. You can't tell me you love me, but you're giving up the secret garden to somebody else. You're like I'm an exclusive person. Like I don't want your bad vibes on me, because I don't know what so and so got going on in his life. Dude might be depressed, got demons, whatever. Why you can't tell me you love me and you're trying to put that on me because you done had intercourse with somebody. And then on top of that, what if you enjoyed it? That's gonna be a whole nother level.
I mean, who cares about all of that? Like,
well, I think dudes would care about that more because we're competitive, right?
Right.
So if you tell me you let another dude smash, you know what I'm saying? The first thing the dude would be like, okay, well, I want to know how he had you. Like, did he have you like this? Did he have you in this wrestling move? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how dudes think. I'm just telling you, just from hearing conversations. Well, I'm just saying, like, these are the things that run through guys' mind. Like they competitive. They want to know. They might not ask you, but they want to know, like, you know what I'm saying, who this dude is. That's why the first thing the dude's gonna ask, they're gonna ask you, okay, you say you cheated on him. Even if you admit it, they want to know who the dude is. It ain't like they're gonna go over there and fight him or whatever the case may be, but they want to know who the dude is because they want to size up the competition. The first thing they're probably gonna do is what? Go to social media and try to find the dude who you've been talking to.
I'm officially done. Once
that's the best way to be, right?
Absolutely.
Because 9 times out of 10, somebody cheats on you and you got to go through all these question and answer stuff. You just need to go ahead and cut to the chase and leave it alone.
Yep. Right, because you ain't gonna get nothing but a bunch of lies.
Unless people don't leave situations like that, unless, you know what I'm saying, like if they're in a situation where they live with them, or another thing is that they're dependent on that person to live, right? Say for instance, if you got a female or a male maybe living with somebody and they not working right now, that's tough to say, you know what I'm saying, you in a situation and you got to leave, but you don't have means to take care of yourself right now, and this person is the breadwinner.
Yeah, that can be tough.
Like, where you going? Like, where you going? But what if it's you? What if it's you?
Well, I know it was somebody else and he had to go. He needed to call his mama.
I mean, listen, I'm just an exclusive person. I don't listen. If I'm considering a relationship, like, that's off top. Like, I don't even like to be in that space to where you have feelings for somebody else, but you telling me this, and that, like that's a total turnoff for me. It's like, I don't even want to hear it. Like, I don't Like you ain't even got to explain it to me. I don't even want to hear it. It's just it's a waste of time for me. So, and I think most people, again, in this space where it's the date 'em all culture, you can't tell me you're not meeting people because I played the game. You're meeting people who you essentially are attracted to. And attraction leads to you wanting to smash, especially the guys. Like, you ain't telling me you ain't meeting no fine girl and you don't want to smash. Like, especially if you ain't got no D control. Like, but when you out the game and that ain't your agenda, you don't care, you can meet anybody you want. Like, I ain't trying to mess up nothing with you. I ain't trying to mess up no friendship, no this, no that. It's just a different level of thinking. But when you out there playing the game in the name of love, so to speak, you just letting anybody run through you. Like, so you don't care at all. Like, you don't care what's out there. Like, you don't care about no disease, no nothing. You just freelancing, huh? And it just wasn't my vibe. So like, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, if you cheat, you got to go. It's point blank, period. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry because to me, if you're willing to do that one time, you'll do it again.
Yep.
Facts.
So, it's just, I mean, now I know it's
given the opportunity, no doubt.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of women.
Brother out of town for about 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Got to be out. What you up to?
This guy. I know it's a lot of women out there that probably are saying, like I seen in the comments, that dudes is wild because of the outlook that some guys may have, as far as, especially when it comes to cheating, because guys are most likely the people who get caught. Let's just say this. I'm not saying they doing most of the cheating, they just the ones that getting caught.
Right.
So they're the ones that saying they're gonna leave, but then the women are the ones that are taking these guys back. So in some situations now, we'll have to have some other couples on the show. Maybe a couple that'll come on the show if you're out there and you've had infidelity issues, but you overcame them. Hit us up, because we would definitely love to talk to you, to hear your story, because I've heard other stories like that where people have been in situations where the other person has cheated on them and they were able to get past it. Right. And they've been together, like that happened maybe like in the first few years of their marriage or their relationship, and they together 20 years later.
Well, one of them, I don't want to put his name out there, but he's a famous gospel guy. He cheated on his wife. She in turn cheated on him. It was like he gave her a pass to do so. And I'm just not into playing that game. Like, but I know that there are couples out there that have went through that type of experience. And it's the first thing to me. It tells me your mindset. If that's your first idea, your first thought, your mindset, then more than likely you would do it anyway, even if your guy didn't do it. You get what I'm saying? So
my parents figured it out.
Yeah, I mean I mean, like I said, I've heard some success stories from it. I don't think anything is, a one-off deal. You can't put everybody in the same box, because sometimes it's one of those situations where one couple I talked to, and they were talking about it, where they figured out the reason why, because the guy knew that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, and that's what led the woman to stray to somebody else to confide in and things like that. And as I always tell you fellas, a shoulder to cry on turns into a D to ride on.
A D for her to ride on.
So yeah. So if your woman wants to come talk to you, you better put the game controller down.
You better have
clear your schedule and hear her out, because if you don't listen to her, she gonna start talking to somebody else. So
let her feel like she need attention from somewhere else.
Yeah, because you can't be letting these other dudes make her smile, because her work husband, he got 8 hours straight to shoot his shot. So
I'm so done with. I've never had a work husband.
And
I had a work wife.
See, I got a work wife. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Hey, yo.
I ain't mad at you. But I'm just, hey man, listen, man. If you and your girl can be exclusive, and y'all can be on that same plateau, and y'all can be on that same level, y'all can talk about everything, y'all can express yourself to each other. to me, that's the kind of love I knew I was starving. I needed. So to be in that space now, I can honestly say that. But again, man, if it wasn't this, what I'm in now, trust me, yeah.
What are you in now? Because you just basically confess love now too.
Whew.
I mean, I'm trying to. What you want me to say, Patricia?
You did. You really just did on your own. You was like,
I mean,
be in that
yeah,
space of love and that type of love
I ain't
right
afraid
now.
to say it. I love the girl. Hell yeah. I asked for it.
On the day of love.
I ain't afraid to say it.
Valentine's Day.
Damn.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I ain't no punk. You get what I'm saying? I know.
You ain't gotta be a punk to be in love.
Facts.
I'm just saying, it's legit. I love the feeling. It's legit. I ain't mad at it.
I want you to know it's safe here.
Yeah. You're in a safe zone.
Yeah, a safe zone. We'll see.
You have feelings and emotions and
the
things.
Fiyah Session is a safe zone for everybody.
Yeah, it's a safe space. I like it. I dig it.
Jump in the comments.
I pushed it away for so long. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right.
Jump in the comments.
You get on my nerves.
I'm so proud of you. I feel like you done just grew up. You done grew up.
But done grew up.
This served as a little bit of therapy session for Benji today.
Right?
We went through some steps, and I think it was very successful. So we appreciate everybody that was in the comments because you gave us so much insight and so many great comments and things to prod Benji's thought process with, and we got a lot of information out of him. So we appreciate you all.
Yeah, y'all did. It's okay. Yeah. I feel comfortable talking.
Peel back all the layers, and we have now revealed his relationship and love he has for said woman, and we are happy for you.
Ken, no, me and Ken talk. Patricia, I mean,
yeah, but now the world know Benji's not hiding his love.
That's what matters, and that's what matters to her.
And now he has professed it in front of the world.
I mean, in front of the Fiyah Session crew. Y'all happy? Are y'all happy?
I tell you what, she's happy that you.
Of course she
that you let that information
really
get out there.
One thing Benji know how to do is keep
girl.
a woman happy. So that ain't hard to do.
All right. So before we wrap it up, talk to us about. Let's go, Trisha Michelle. If you could leave the audience with some advice on, on love, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your advice to them on anything dealing with love? Because, people do crazy stuff for love, but how can you help them? What can you leave them with?
All I can say is learn from past relationships and mistakes, pay attention to red flags, heal yourself before you try to love someone else, and love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you're going to be incapable of loving anybody else. And don't let past pain put walls up and make you unable and incapable of actually receiving and knowing what love actually looks like.
Yeah. That is dope.
I did that. I did. I'm proud of you.
I'm a lover. I'm a little love girl.
Where Merlot at?
She sleep.
She sleep. See, even she fell asleep on that.
All right, so Benji, talk to us.
Man, I'll say this. I think a lot of people's perception of things get clouded a lot by people who have been through their experiences. So they kind of project their experiences on you. And if you go in with a preconceived thought or idea based on someone else's experience, like, you're going to create some rocky situations in your life that don't even have to be present. So kind of, when you get in a good, healthy space, man, like, make it a habit to kind of block out a lot of negative concepts. You're going to have to relearn some stuff. Like, coming up, where I come from, we saw some stuff that just made us like F the world. You get what I'm saying? So you didn't believe a lot of stuff, was, for you. But if you get locked into those negative concepts, man, you'll live them out. And if you're not careful, man, you'll miss out on some really good people, relationships, money, all of that, because you're thinking. I'll say this. I ain't going to put his name out there, but we were hosting the event, and one of the guys had talked to someone that had previously dealt with the owners of the particular company, but not necessarily dealt with me and my partner and what we were doing. And so hit me up, sent me a long, drawn out message, and he was like, I talked to so and so, and I was like, listen, bro, you come to my event, like, you're gonna make your money back. Period. My people are showing up and they spend money. I don't hang around broke people. So let me make that first. And when it was all said and done, his message was very negative. But when he came to the event, did his thing, and he saw what he was able to make back, it changed his whole perception. And I was like, so what you were saying before, quit listening to negative people, bro. Like, them people I've never dealt with, they've never dealt with me. So when you come to something we putting on, like, understand it's going to be a totally different experience. And so that was kind of the instance that kind of led me into saying what I said. Like, be careful who you listen to, man, because once you give a person your ear, their concepts can mess up your whole week, month, year, all of that based off some stupid concept they got.
Yep. Well, I think the biggest thing that I want to remind people is, number one, learn people's love language. So you
Right.
know how to properly love that person, and learn your own. As we encourage the viewers all the time to go to the love language website, just Google it, go there, take the quiz, learn your love language, have the person that you're with go there, take the quiz so they'll know their love language. And people, you have to answer those questions honestly for it to work, right? So you need to have that information so you can move forward properly. And as Benji has stated, as Trisha Michelle has stated, and as I see in the comments, like, y'all got to stop allowing past situations to influence your present situation.
Right.
Right? Y'all be running off all kinds of blessings because it looks like something somebody else did before
Right.
you even really allow it to really blossom, right? Now, sometimes it's your intuition, and it's right. But sometimes, what I'm saying, you got to give things time to develop, right? So you just have to be careful in how you proceed, but make sure that, what I'm saying, you don't run off blessings in the
Facts.
process. So, but before we get up out of here, we're going to go around. We got to give everybody an opportunity to let you know where to find them on social media so you can tap in with them directly, and you can tap in with the Fiyah Session. So, Trisha Michelle, let the people know where to find you.
You guys could find me. It's right there. Trisha Michelle
Well, you can do the
underscore
white girl voice.
Trisha Michelle underscore YT on Instagram. Trisha Michelle on YouTube. Fiyah Session, of course, anywhere, everywhere, on all platforms is where you can always find me, along with the two greats up there. And really, that's it. Facebook isn't no point of going there. I'm not. Yeah.
You'll find us there.
All right, dope. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to the people.
IG, follow me on Instagram, BRB4701. All my links are in there. You can find out about all the events, whatever we got coming up. Wait till y'all see this next one coming up. It's gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be dope. Of course, you can't miss me on Facebook, Benji Banks. My name is in, you'll see it. Follow your boy. Go to the Fiyah Session, man. Y'all go subscribe, man, on YouTube. I think I need to do another subscription, like, campaign type thing, and get people to go and subscribe to jump on that joint so we can get over the 4K hump. But y'all go subscribe, man. Tell your friend, tell your mama, tell your cat, tell your dog about the Fiyah Session podcast. Tune in and help us grow this thing.
Facts. Y'all already know y'all can find me on Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can catch the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just type in FIYAH Session. It'll pop right up. If you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, but you got access to YouTube, which you all have access to YouTube, go to the YouTube channel, hit like and subscribe to that channel. That channel carries all of the episodes that we have ever done, the ones that I posted on there, because some of the ones that earlier, it was kind of rough, and we don't want to put those out there. But, all our content is there. You can see shorts, you can see full episodes, you can see clips, and you can also, get the same information on our Facebook page. If you're following me on my personal page, you already know how I get down. So we don't even need to go over that. But if you're new, you need to go to these links that you see. Trisha Michelle, you need to go to Benji's IG page, and you need to go to Big Ken's Comedy on IG and hit us up so you can follow us, so you can get this good content. Again, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the input. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the ideas for topics. We appreciate the ideas for guests. So keep tuning in. We got more dope episodes coming every week. We bring them to you live so we can allow you to join the conversation. That's the whole purpose for us doing these live shows, is because we want to hear y'all. You know what I'm saying? And keep in touch with us, because we got some big things coming. We're also working on the file line. We're trying to get some things fine-tuned where we can allow you to actually call in to the show. Now, we ain't letting y'all call in and just talk willy-nilly all over the place. You could call in, you can make a comment, you can ask a question, just like you do on these radio shows, and get off the line so we can proceed with the show. But we appreciate y'all, and that's what we're about, trying to make sure that we give the viewers what they want. So we definitely appreciate y'all. We LOVEU y'all for sure, you know what I'm saying, because of the gratitude that y'all show us. So it's not fake, you know what I'm saying. We support all of our people. If you're sharing our content, if you're showing love, we sharing yours, and we showing love back. So,
and we're pulling up on your podcast and all that stuff. We be in y'all comments too.
Facts. And if you have events and you want us to, you know what I'm saying, to come to your event, invite us. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is fully open, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you in Cali, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? You won't see Big Ken out there, but you might see Benji or Trisha Michelle. But if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, hit me up. I'll come through, you know what I'm saying, and bless your event, because I can walk now. So it's on. It's on now.
Steppers.
Hey, you already know what it is. It's the Fiyah Session. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.